So evaluate the performance and the result.
Well, first of all, the result is incredible result. To come here on the first match with this atmosphere, the momentum they are building with the new signing, and to be able to come away with a victory is a tremendous feeling, obviously. But then a really humble one as well, because we know that in a lot of departments we've been below our standards. But the reason why we won it was very simple: a set piece, and then because the way we reacted to mistakes, because it was much more than usual and very uncommon to certain players. The way we reacted to that gave us the chance to win the game.
Yeah, Mickey, you're not very far off winning a title, and you haven't been the last couple of seasons. What do you feel is the small difference that's going to get you over the line this year?
Things like this, when you are not at your best individually or as a team, and you come away to these grounds and you win, that's a massive statement. Title winners, they always win, even when it's a bit ugly.
To a coach who loves possession and beautiful football, what gives you more pleasure, a 3-4-0 win or a day like today?
A 3 or 4. 100%. Yeah, 3-4 at Old Trafford, even better. But again, I think we need to be very honest with the things that we have to improve, and we will prove very soon. But let's take the result, that's for sure.
You talked about the new players. How would you assess Victor Gyökeres and Martin Zubimendi?
Well, both of them very good. Martin has been very impressive from the first day. He's been a little bit longer than us with Victor. With Victor, we are demanding things, especially in the way we press, a little bit different to him, and you could sense that, especially the amount of time that we're giving to opposition in the first half. But he will get there. I think he's been sensational. He gave us a threat that we didn't have before, and a variation to our style of play, which is great.
And that bench, that strong bench that you can bring 5 players on and change half the team's second half. How good is that?
Well, and we needed it because a lot of them were struggling to finish the game with the issues that we had. But very pleased, that's why, to look there and see players, that willingness with the right eyes, willing to come and help us to win the game is what we need.
You've got the players that you wanted, supposedly. Do you feel any more pressure to deliver it now?
Nothing different, because we're not doing anything different to any of the top teams. The top teams that they've been winning championships, they had this for the last 8 years. It's our first season that we have probably the squad when we are very proud of it. Let's go for it.
Mikel, tactically, what we saw today, do you feel like there's more wrinkles to come? Because I know oftentimes throughout the season you'll change things bit by bit and game by game. Are we going to see more of that this season?
Yes, and we will see. And today we were going to do a few things, but after the first few minutes we saw a little bit of these adjustments, and we could not do it physically because we couldn't get there. But we will adapt to that, and especially to the qualities of our players.
Congratulations today. Thank you so much for joining us, Mikel.
So
really love having you on NBC. Brilliant. The Arsenal manager, Mikel Arteta, former teammate, of course, of this man, which is why he gets a hug on the way.
Winner, Ricardo Calafiori, is waiting to speak to us at Old Trafford. Ricardo, great to see you. Well done. How good does that feel? Winning goal, first day of the season away at Old Trafford.
Everybody. Yeah, obviously it was a great feeling. I couldn't start better than this. Obviously it was a tough game, but we managed to get the 3 points at the end.
And you and your Premier League goals, I mean, we saw you score at the Etihad. You now scored the winner at Old Trafford and that winner at Wolves. They're all big, important ones.
Yeah, I mean, when you score and you get the 3 points because of your goal, is even more important, as you said. And yeah, that's a good start. We just have to keep going like that.
Is that the importance here of you following in, always expecting an error?
I don't know. Let's see. Let's see game by game as well.
Is that something you'd highlighted though? I mean, we know you're so strong from set pieces and the amount of goals you score from that area.
Yeah, I mean, I was speaking before about this. We're just working every day, every week. If possible, we have to improve every season because the other teams, they study us and they know how to defend. So we just have to. Bye-bye.
That's the man who settled it in the end. And as you were saying earlier on, Wright, they're so good defensively. Another clean sheet to start the season today. That if they can nick games like that, that puts themselves in a real situation.
But obviously, like I said, I think our front players today didn't really fire as well as even when we did break Manchester United's press and we got through. I thought the final ball, maybe it was from Martin or from Saka or whoever it was, it just wasn't quite gelling today. But like again, it's a good sign when you can win like that, but at the same time, you do want to see more shots. Obviously, watching Liverpool, watching City, they looked really potent with what they were doing. They looked really vibrant with what they were doing, and maybe we might take a few games to get into that. But it's going to be a tough start for us. But we still have to take that and think, it's not gone well up to in respect to our first game to blast the team. But like those guys, City are playing Wolves who normally start pretty poorly, and Liverpool playing Bournemouth. The respect to the teams, but it's games you'd expect them to win. This is a tough first game for Arsenal. Yes, you'd like to have seen us maybe play a little bit better and see some more signs of what's to come, but you know, we won the game, and I think that's what's most important.
Yeah, you'd be delighted.
Yeah, very satisfying victory for Mikel Arteta, but an admittance that they're not at their best at this stage of the season. Have they almost, Daniel, got to learn how to use Victor Gyökeres at the top of the pitch?
I think so, yes. I really do. Why? Because when you are an attacker who's, you know, used to doing certain actions, and I think Saka is used to playing a certain way and doing specific types of things. Likewise, the player on the left wing, and they've been playing with a striker in Havertz who's very different to Gyökeres. It does take time to get used to that player's runs. He's going to have to also alter his game. It's not just about the team changing for him, it's about him changing for the team also, and understanding how he's going to perform best. The manager's going to have to implement certain things on the training pitch. He's going to have personal conversations, and that's what it takes for you to hit the ground running.
So how did you adapt your game when you went from different clubs, from Man City to Bolton to Chelsea to Liverpool?
I think it's, again, the conversations, understanding who you're playing with. So, for instance, when I was at Chelsea, I was playing on the wing. So I knew Didier would like certain types of passes or crosses, and Torres was different to him, so I had to play different with Torres. And Anelka would be different, and maybe you could change positions with Nico a little bit. Likewise, when you talk about Bolton, I was up front with Kevin Davis, so flick-ons, okay, cool, I'm big man, little man vibe today. You know, old school, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you go to Liverpool, where it was me and Louis to start with, and again, it's like you're both almost playing in a split strikers thing. I view it as Gyökeres is used to playing a specific way with Sporting Lisbon. He's throughout his career, I think he's a traditional centre forward who's going to make runs in behind. He's a strong player. He's got pace. He's powerful, and his game is predicated on that power and those first yards of making a run to get himself in a position to get a shot off.
And he missed a lot of pre-season, didn't he? He did miss a chunk of pre-season with all the transfer speculation. I don't think he was training. So you think another few more games, he might get up.
He didn't look sharp today.
Yeah, he didn't.
We can show you his touch map, and this maybe, Micah, suggests that he and Arsenal are some way from unlocking his real potential. I think we've got 3 touches in the opposition box, and for context, I think Šeško coming on late in the game actually had 4.
I think that the goalkeeping problem from De Gea all the way to where we are now, obviously we've seen what's happened with Andre Onana, seen Bayern today, nowhere near it. Man United with the amount of money like you just mentioned, and rightly as well, in the monies that they've spent, they need more goals. I think, like I said, they scored goals last season what was relegation form. If it weren't for Bruno, I don't know where they would have been. So they've addressed that, and I think that Cunha and Mbeumo were very good today. But what's the point if your goalkeepers are going to be that bad? They need to. I don't know what's happening with Donnarumma. He weren't playing the other day. I don't know if he's coming here. I don't know if he's going. Don't know where he's going. But they really do need to sort that goalkeeping situation out, because they've lost the game on that. It's very soft. It's a hard one to take, to lose it on that. Because I thought the players, especially people like De Ligt, I thought he played very well today. Cunha played well. Even Mbeumo for his debut, they played very, very well. They deserve to lose a game like that on a goalkeeper's poor technique. It's a terrible way to lose a game.
Do you think, we've no idea where the budget's up to, and they've obviously got to get players out, but that might have enforced the need before August the 31st to get somebody in, goalkeeper-wise?
I think they need a keeper. They do. And I think that will enhance that. I think the manager will sit down with his staff and think about that. They've got to shift some people out, I would imagine. But, you know, if you're going to have your spine of a team, everyone talks about having your spine and being a successful team. The great teams have always had that. You start with a goalkeeper. And if you've got a problem there after one match, you know, Onana comes back in, everyone's going to be like, well, you know, there's mistakes last year. So he's got a real problem already.
Well, let's talk live to the man who benefited from that error following in the match.
Your team showed. How important was it that you got the result today?
Well, massive. To come in the first fixture to Old Trafford with that atmosphere, the way they are building momentum with the new signings and the excitement around it is top. I mean, it's a great feeling. Then we have to be really humble about the way we did it. And we did it, one, because we put a magnificent set piece in, and after, because the way we reacted to mistake. To enforce mistakes, and mistakes that are very far from the standards that we normally have, and we constantly react.
Do you think today, with the expectation that's on you, that was a huge moment? I know it maybe sounds a bit odd to ask it after one game, but with United and the games you got to follow, narratives around big clubs can build quickly.
Yeah, and it is, and it says a lot, because I just look at the players' faces and they want much more, and we know that we are much better than certain moments the way we played. I think before I came here it was 18 or 22 years without winning at Old Trafford, and now we come here, we won many times and still unsatisfied, and I take that as a massive compliment and as a way to build what we want to build.
What needs to be better?
There's a lot of aspects, I think, especially the way we started the game with duels, with 50-50 actions, with simple giveaways after regaining the ball. We need to be very careful against a team that has the speed, the ability in the front line to threat you that way. We need to be very careful.
Lastly then, what did you make of your new boys, Zubimendi, Gyökeres, the two that started the game?
Well, very happy with them, the ones that they come in as well. I think they had a massive impact in the game. We need to glide them together, some of them.
And probably predictable, the